court is officially back in session. My apologies for those that heard that LL Cool J about to come on.
Exactly, you know,
Cut
I
you
Need
off.
Love, you know, that was my joint back in the day.
How many girls you sing that to?
Oh man, I don't know. I wasn't no singer though. You know what I'm saying? I was that individual.
Oh,
I
got the
write
cassette
lyrics.
tape and put 5 songs on it and said, here.
Yeah. I did something like that. I wrote the lyrics out. You know what I'm saying? And the letter
and
form.
sent it to her.
Do these young teenagers do that anymore?
I don't think they
Send
know.
mixtapes or
They
letters?
really can't spell that well, so they're not gonna be able to write a full. Like, I'm not trying. Okay, y'all think I'm funny? I'm not.
Hey.
If they don't know how to spell.
That's the future. You know that, right? These kids that can't spell.
Back then. It was different back then. We had to put in a lot of work. We had to be creative.
Well, we were creative with
Well,
our
we-
notes and
us
letters.
women- well,
Open them up somewhere,
we
you
had-
pull it, it
Women
opens
had
up.
we had standards back then too. We really thought highly of ourselves.
Oh yeah, we couldn't. Yeah, guys
You know
didn't
what
get
I mean?
laid.
We really
We
did.
didn't have sex for a long time because back then, yes, women didn't just give it up.
No, not at all.
You had to put in work.
That's right.
Yeah.
We had to make it work for it.
Hey, big shout out to everybody that's on right now. What's up, Coach Mike? I see you in there. Or not, Miss Yolanda. We
Hey,
got
y'all, good
Gaddafi
morning.
watching right now. What's up, Gaddafi? I see
Yeah,
you. I see you in
Gaddafi.
about an hour, maybe
Exactly.
less than that.
He's just happy I'm at work.
But seriously though, if you missed the first half, it's not a problem. What we've been talking about is, well, I changed the title. That's one of the first things. The title that I've been going off of is the inner workings of the unit. But the reality of it is, before we can get into the inner workings of the unit, we have to discuss the preparations for a unit. There are preparations that have to be done.
So you gotta learn how to swim. You can't just jump in.
No, especially with this, you jump into the deep end with this.
And you're gonna drown. Cause there's very few people who can pull you out of that one.
You drown, you're gonna get swept into the oceans. This ain't no pool. Where you just climb out. No, you can get swept into the ocean and you'll be out there for a good little while. So you gotta be prepared. And what we have been discussing is literally those skeletons in the closet, the elephants in the rooms, the walls and fortresses that we have built. We gotta tear all that stuff down in order to make this work. And regardless of whether you plan on having a unit or not, it's still necessary. Because in my opinion, in order to be successful with a unit, you have to be able to be successful in a monogamous relationship.
Or be successful with yourself.
Exactly.
Like, forget adding anyone. Where are you at with yourself?
If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else, let alone multiple?
And you know, one of the easiest ways you could tell if you love yourself or not, look at how people around you treat you.
Exactly.
And you will know instantly. You ain't gotta ask nobody. See around you how the people treat you, and you can get an idea of your level of loving yourself.
Exactly.
And I can say that, and as a woman, and I might be wrong, but you know, usually, you know, just the people around you, it says a lot about you and the state that you're in anyway.
And you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with yourself.
If you're hanging around friends that just drink and wake up and get 40s or smoke weed all day and just sit at home and talk about, that's where you are. You know, or if you get up and you talk about business and you're out here trying to make, that's where you are. You can really, literally.
You are who you surround yourself
Yeah,
with.
that really, you become them or they become you. It's either one of the two.
Yeah. What type of influence do you have?
And as men, that's powerful because y'all have a lot of influence. You just
Not utilizing.
And then you overutilize it in areas you don't have to, and you underutilize it in areas that you could be wonderful at. Like you negate the whole being a man in your house and how important that is and how that fulfills a lot of needs inside of you. And you think you can find it in the streets, or you think you can find it with the woman, but it's the dynamics of the inside of that home, and what the man has authority and the woman working together and the kids all coinciding. It's that type of stuff that fulfills you.
Yep.
As a man, it's the logistics of it sometimes. So men who skip over that and think it's just a woman having sex and sleeping boom boom with everybody, you're missing what you really are missing. if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. You're missing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You're missing the bigger picture. You're looking at this little gift.
And but you forget the mountain.
Yeah.
You looking at the the hill. You just look up. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it definitely has to start with the men and with the power. Taking back your power from everything around you.
Oh man, this is the reason why I cannot wait for this rite of passage, because what I have in mind of how I want this thing to play out, it's gonna be powerful.
I'm excited just to be a woman watching this process, and then having an 8-year-old son, because my son is 25, my oldest, so he's past that point. But but what I'm saying is that I wish this was around, or the conversation was around, because now my son now, who's 8, will be able to just be, I guess, because the rite of passage is gonna allow you to feel connected to something.
Mm-hmm. Something to look forward to, something to work towards. It's a lot of things, and it's necessary and it's needed, not just for the younger ones that's coming, but for some of us older ones as well. We never had our rite of passage. You know what I'm saying? We out here flying in the wind, just trying to figure it out, which is the reason why there's so many of us out here that are underdeveloped. That's it. But what I will say is thank you for bringing your son to me yesterday, so I can finally get a chance to work with him. I definitely enjoyed that.
King realized yesterday that some of us parents are really corny parents.
Oh man, but seriously though, putting in this work is not an easy ordeal. It's not an easy ordeal, and it's not one of those ordeals that you can get help with. You have to do the work yourself. Matter of fact, I explained it like this when I was talking to, I forgot who I was talking to, but I was telling them that, your significant other is not a surgeon. They're not a surgeon at all. The surgeon is the Most High, the universe, or whoever it is that you look at as being a higher power. Or even if you look at there being a higher power. But that is the surgeon. The only thing that we can do specifically is hold your hand in the midst of it, sit in the waiting room, depending on how deep of a surgery needs to be done, and just be there for you in the midst of the process. That is it. That is all. But the work has to be done by you. By you. I think it was Lamar that said, we don't come equipped with the tools in order to knock down the walls that we didn't build. And that is the hardest thing. I think in my process, speaking for me, one of the hardest things for me was, even though in those situations where I know I was justified, still being able to look at and figure out what part I played. What part I played in the situation. That was one of the hardest things. But it's necessary. Because even in being a victim, there's a reason why you became that victim. There's a reason. It's a hard pill the dog gonna swallow, but it's one that we need to swallow. But one thing that I will tell you is that each skeleton that you remove, each wall that you knock down, each elephant that you move from out of the room, there's going to be a weight that's dropped off of you. And it's going to be noticeable. People are going to literally notice it. They're going to see a significant change, that glow that everybody likes to talk about. Or whatnot. You'll see, and they're going to be able to see that glow within you. Your energy is going to change. Your energy within itself. A lot of us are walking around here with big old smiles on our faces, doing work in the community and every other thing else, but depressed in the mud. Straight up and down depressed. And it has nothing to do with anybody around us. Is the things that we deal with internally. The things that we deal with internally. And what happens is And those things that we deal with internally, and we end up penalizing other people for it without even knowing what it is that we're actually doing. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience. I talked about one of my skeletons when we was in Virginia.
Yeah.
It is definitely not an easy process to go through, but it's a necessary process. And as men, we need it because the only way for us to be able to give our women our truth is to go through the process. Because you have to first understand the truth before you can even speak it. Your truth. And I said it the other night, especially for some of us, or not, luckily I'm not in that situation no more, but some of us got skeletons that are going to directly impact our children. It's going to impact our significant others. It's going to have impact to those that are around us, and that's the scary part. Because it's one thing that is just dealing with you, but when you're talking about things that actually will impact those that are around you, those that you love, yeah, that's completely different. Completely different. But if great granddaddy stepped out, granddaddy stepped out, daddy stepped out, and you stepped out, that is a cycle that needs to be broken.
But the
Seriously.
thing about it is that a lot of times, you know, like you said with all of that, the truth of men throughout time not telling their truth and not being able to, because women just can't handle it. Because I don't even know if we were ever given, you know, just the proper like tools. Because you need tools when you're out here. It's like a battle.
Yeah.
It's like a battle, like war. Literally, you're at war with everything around you, and trying to keep your peace and harmony. And it's like God gives you tools along the way. That's your process. You know what I mean? So you learn to grab different tools for different adventures or journeys you have, however you see your life for, you know. But in saying that, it's just more or less that I think it's just so important that we just keep focused that the inner healing and all of this responsibility, it really just starts with you, and you have to look at it as a responsibility, as an obligation to your children. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people need something bigger than them to do it for.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand why the men don't see their families or their kids as the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? When they decided to leave or decided to do something crazy to their family, but you know, I don't know.
Part of it is what we have become accustomed to. My daughter's grandfather straight up and down told me that I wasn't needed in her life. He didn't grow up without a father, and he came out okay. She can grow up without a father, and she'll be okay. And this is supposed to be an elder. So if our elders have this mindset, what type of mindset are we going to have, and what type of mindset are we passing on to our kids? Because that's literally what society has displayed. You have generations, multiple generations of mothers holding down the fort. And when they have those sons and they see that it's more than possible for y'all to be able to hold down the fort, that's the mindset. Hey, I survived. I came out okay. My child will too. Not realizing that just because you can do a thing doesn't mean that you're supposed to. Like, I can go out here and I can rob a bank, but that doesn't mean I'm supposed to.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
At all. You know what I'm saying? There's consequences behind it.
Unless you get away with it. No, I'm just joking.
Trust and believe me. I have thought about this thing.
I know.
I've thought about this thing a whole lot. A whole lot. I believe I could get away with it, but I just don't want the karma.
I actually do. But how bad would the karma be about ripping off the government? It wouldn't even be bad karma. It's like you got what you. This is for everybody in them taxes we can give it for no reason.
I mean, that's that was one of, I thought about Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? And becoming Robin Hood. And y'all think I'm joking? I'm so serious, man. I thought
I
about
kind of don't think you're
being Robin
joking.
Hood.
That's scary. I don't think you're joking.
I'm so serious. It was a point in my life when I was in my early 20s where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna become Robin Hood. Matter of fact, it was right before. What is the name of that movie? V for Vendetta.
Oh, La Vida.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
Mm-hmm.
The dude with the mask.
I have that mask. 3 versions.
For
Of
real?
course you do.
It was right before that movie actually came out. I thought long and hard, and I was like, dog, here it is, a movie talking about doing the exact same thing that I was gonna do. But seriously,
Movie's a little deeper than that. But.
yeah, it is. It is. It is.
But the
Trust, what I'm
concept
talking
is
about is, but
But
you
it's
know,
there.
it's a karma of it. It's a karma of it. Man, ain't it amazing how you can just take one thing and drift off to?
Sorry about that, guys. We just like King go.
No, but seriously though, you know, that's literally what it is. You know, and I hate blaming stuff on society because I believe when we do that, we stop looking at ourselves. You know, don't get me wrong, society plays a big part in why we are the way that we are. But ultimately, we're not going to come to any type of resolution if we don't look at ourselves and the role that we actually play.
Stop watching TV and listening to music.
Mm.
Because most of it's poison anyway.
And it's not realistic. You're not going to find somebody with 8 figures that just wants you. Just,
Yeah,
you know.
that's all
stop
music
it.
and TV and movies perpetuate now. You
I
have
mean-
to be rich.
I mean-
you ain't shit.
And it's unfortunate because we think that money is the root of happiness now.
No,
and
it's
it's
the
just
opposite.
not. I promise you, I just have learned so much.
Imagine a world not having to deal with money.
Imagine a wealthy person killing themselves.
Well, that's normal.
That happens regularly. So, if money brings you happiness, why did they kill themselves?
What was
They
that?
had it all.
What was that one designer's name that killed herself? And they were like, her designer brand, not Calvin Klein. It was what's her name? Anyway, she killed herself. She's well known, a designer, big label and all that.
Yeah, money don't bring
Because
happiness.
her dude left her. I said that, you know, some of us wouldn't.
You can't hide from your inner self.
Yeah.
You can't hide. Trust me, I tried. There were moments in my life where I was clubbing, drinking, smoking, running women, some of everything to stay busy. But you wanna know what happened? Those little 5-10 minutes that I had off to myself, guess what I was thinking about? Those very things that I was trying to run from. Matter of fact, I think it was Lee that made a post, and he was talking about that the greatest addiction out there is trying to run from reality.
Hey, posted up this morning?
Yep.
Last night?
Yeah, trying to run from reality, and I thought about that thing. I was like, man, that is so true.
Most people can't face reality.
At all. Trying to face our own reality is one of the.
That's why you have so many people with dysmorphia or whatever it's called, a fucked up image of themselves when they look in the mirror. Everybody's trying to fix themselves.
Yeah.
Fix inside first, and then see if you need some outside work.
Exactly. The inside is going to reflect the outside.
Man, I lost a lot of my modesty down there in the South. I was too hot to be walking around with a shirt on and shit. No.
That's what it takes sometimes, though. Sometimes it takes getting away.
And I was like, I don't look no worse than half these people in Walmart. Shit.
No, not at all. Because they feeling the same thing you is. It's too hot to be out here with all your clothes on. Accept me for who I am. It's as simple as that. And really, that's where we have to get to.
It takes a bit off your shoulders when you do that. And once you lose that inhibition of, I feel a certain type of way, so I don't do this. Once you get rid of that, it's another piece closer to happiness.
Yep. That's one of the biggest things right there, being able to accept yourself for who you are. And I'm not talking about who you are right now. I'm talking about after you done put in the work, you done dealt with the doggone skeletons, the walls, the elephants, and everything else. Being able to accept who you are.
I never really cared about how big I was because it didn't bother me. But now it's gonna kill me. So it's time to change it
Yeah.
because my life is at risk.
Loving thyself, knowing thyself. Because I assure you, once you get to the point where you accept who you are, who you truly are.
Oh, when you do that, see, Netta don't understand how I could just sit by myself for hours or days at a time without communicating to a single soul. I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can stand myself. See, that's the problem. Most people can't stand themselves, so they can't be alone.
Nope. But you get to that point where when you are able to accept who you are, the inner you, every facet of you, flaws and all, how they like to say it, right? It makes it easier for other people to be able to accept you. Much easier. It's a little bit harder for
Sound
those.
like Tina said, you can tell someone loves themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really can. You really can. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. In the midst of the process, like I said, we're gonna make preparation. We'll make preparation. I think now I was supposed to talk about this last night. I was supposed to went live on the late night with the King, and I didn't. I ended up going to sleep.
That's because my son was over there causing havoc in your house. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you do your late nights. I'm already in bed.
Yeah, everybody be asleep, man, for real. But it'll be a few people that pop on. You know, we have some individuals here that need
We
some
do.
assistance.
Come and check on us.
Yeah. But one of the things that I was looking at about myself.
Sorry, King.
About myself, no, you good.
Sorry.
You good. Hey, look, this is what we do here at the Frequency. We're not just talking about making change, you know, or the
They'll see
need for change.
when we get Tank
do
and
it.
everybody down here. They'll see.
Yeah, yeah, we do it. What's happening right now is that there's, well, I ain't even gonna put it out there. You just come down here and see.
Yeah.
Just come down here and see for yourself.
And we ain't doing it to try to boast and all that kind of stuff.
This is what it is. And I love having people around me that function and operate the same way that I do.
Because I don't like the people that go to McDonald's, buy 100 hamburgers, and go somewhere and hand them out. You're doing that for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
You're doing that for numbers and likes and clout chasing.
exactly. You got your camera out showing yourself passing out food to the homeless and everything else. Yeah, you're doing it for show.
Trying to get girls.
You're doing it for show.
You know there's a lot of them dudes that do it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, literally, that's what we're trying to get to. That is what we're trying to get to the point where we love ourselves completely, who we are, flaws and all. Forgiving ourselves. And then getting to that inner child where we can actually let them know that it's going to be okay, that you forgive them.
You know what's hard is finding out what you gotta forgive yourself for.
Yes, that's the hard. That is it right there. That's the reason why you have to go through that, go to the closet, and literally just evaluate every situation, every relationship, even if you feel like you justify it.
Own up to your shit.
Yeah, you play a part.
If you're an asshole, own up to that shit. I do.
No disrespect to anybody, but whether you're male or female, if your significant other stepped out on you or not, a lot of us, we point the finger at them, but do we look at ourselves? Do we ask the question, why? Why? What did I do or didn't do for this to happen? And if you can evaluate yourself and see that you didn't do anything, good, fine, and dandy. But if you did, fix it. It's too easy. It's too easy. Trust me, I've had to do it. I've had to do it. Multiple times. And I corrected those things about myself. At least I feel like I did. I haven't been stepped out on since, so I believe I corrected those things.
And that's what's crazy about men and hard about men in infidelity is
Mm-hmm.
it ain't even so much we want to do it. It's just we have this thing inside of us. We want to know what she feels like and she feels like. Even if it's just one time, we just want to know. Real talk, that's what it is. There ain't no feeling behind it. There ain't no hurt. It's just like, I wonder what this feel like to get up in her.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, if we're talking bluntly,
Drake even said it. Even if it's only one time, I'm fine with that.
oh man.
I really don't
Leave it
know.
to 420, bro.
I'm a little bit speechless with that. I don't really know what to really reply with that.
Lil Wayne
Being
said,
res-
if I could fuck every girl in the
Oh,
world.
yeah, of course. But at some point, let's try to just stick to a reasonable number like one.
But that's why it's so hard for men, because we all have that in us. When we see someone, we're like, oh shit. And that's why you see men and their fucking whole head going, their whole body turning. They're like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
I mean, some of us get that.
They're already having sex in their mind as their head is turning.
Oh, that's what that
That's
means?
why women slap the fuck out of us when we're doing that, because they already know too.
And that is the reason why we need units and responsibility behind it. Because if you allow us to, we will.
I know, that's right.
It is as simple as that. If you allow us to, we will.
Yeah, y'all walk around naked now. It's hard.
Yeah.
Shit.
And that's our fault. We gotta take responsibility.
I'm telling you, a lot of these women
Even though
they naked out here.
the hardest part though for a woman is to still maintain our freedom and have to worry about society, because a woman has so much responsibility. The bottom line is what we dressed, what we wore, how we
And
carried
the thing
ourselves.
is, y'all do that
That's
for
not-
each other, not us.
No, the thing about it is some women do it for
Because
themselves.
again, we don't care. Ask King. We're happy with sweatpants, wife being in a ponytail.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're very simple.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely are. Hey, look though, we gotta go pay a couple of bills real quick. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with the King's final thoughts. All right, King is
Final
welcome. We'll
thoughts.
be right back.
No more.
And we are back. Again, it was great being able to be on with everybody. Appreciate everybody again. Mike, I see you out there. Tank, I see you. A-Team in the building. How you doing, Miss Yolanda? And appreciate you jumping on, watching another episode of the King's Court. We definitely appreciate it. But it's about that time. We got to get ready to wrap things up, get ready for the Coffee and Cream Morning Show. Before we go, though, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Whole lot. On Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., the King's Court, the Wise Men Edition, will be making its appearance on the frequency for everybody to see. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm telling you, you get a chance to see the entire, well, not the entire, but a good portion of the 18 members give their perspective on relationships and life from the male perspective. Going to be great. We have fun every single time. So I'm excited about that. Then we have our pop-up that's going to be at the Satellite, start at 12, from 12 to 6 on Sunday.
Still looking for vendors.
On Sunday,
So
yes, it's
everybody
not too
wanna-
late.
Yeah,
It's not too late. If you're a vendor and you
Got a product?
want to participate, you can get your product and stuff out there. Hey, who they hit up?
You can hit a break Latina Ramirez. Just hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. We still got vending spots. I think 7 left.
Alrighty.
So.
Alrighty, y'all heard it. Vendors out there, business owners, small business owners, hit us up so that you can secure your spot before it's too late. Then next week, again, big shout out to GMAP 1 for setting up the interview with Atlanta Live that we'll be going to on next Thursday. We'll be leaving out on Thursday. We shoot on Friday. I will keep everybody up to date and post it on when it will actually air. I'm excited about that. Got a lot of big stuff coming. And then we're working towards the rite of passage. The rite of passage, I'm shooting for the September time frame. It is going to be impactful. It is going to be an experience. And if I have my way, it is going to be the beginning of significant change within our communities. Like I told people before, I'm not about providing hope. It's about providing solutions that are workable and then working those solutions. And we're gonna start talking about it here soon. Because I will be doing a BBOC presentation, if not in September, it will be in October. So I'm gonna start promoting that here soon. I'm expecting the whole city to come out. So We got a lot in store, and I'm super excited about it. Can I Be the Man? A Letter from Us to You. It is out everywhere. Book, ebook, as well as audio. If you haven't got a copy yet, make sure you jump in and get yourself a copy so you can get in on the conversation. We've been having these conversations for a good little while now, and I've been loving every last minute of it. So make sure you go out there, grab a copy of it as well. Again, a big shout out to the frequency. I need everybody to go like, follow, and share the frequency. That way, on Tuesdays, don't forget to put your notification on. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when we bring the King's Court into session, you're right there waiting.
And Saturday.
Yes, and on Saturday. And on Saturday. So we got 3 days a week. Somebody was asking for more time. We're giving you another day. Another day. So I'm super excited about that. Now, final thoughts. Love yourself. Love yourself. No one can love you more than you love yourself. It's just as simple as that. If you're out here sitting back trying to find love from someone else, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to love yourself first. Address those issues within yourself. Find that inner child. Let them know that it's going to be all right. Give yourself a hug. And so that you can function and operate in your fullness and allow others to be able to love you in your fullness.
Ooh, that's one right there. There's people allowing someone to love them.
Yes, very much so.
Because I can be very hard-headed with that.
We all can. We all can. But, hey, we'll be back at it on Saturday. Don't forget, Saturday. Put the notifications on. Like, follow, and share. And the frequency.
At a later time.
Yes, it's going to be from 10 to 12. You won't see it early in the morning.
He wants to sleep in on Saturday.
Yeah, I got to at least get a couple of hours. At least get a couple of hours. So, hey, I'm about to go ahead and get out of the way for the Coffee and Cream Morning Show. King's Court is officially out of session. The King has spoken. I'll see y'all on Saturday.